We're going to start by learning Python programming proper, and we're going to be starting from the very basis. And a lot of times I normally encourage people who want to learn any skill to pay very good attention to the basis, because if you master the basis very well, it becomes easy for you to master advanced concept. So I encourage you to take whatever we're going to be learning in this section for the basis very seriously, because it's going to be guiding you as you progress in your journey to becoming a software developer. So we're going to be starting from the syntax and semantics. Python or programming is just like speaking or writing in natural languages. So we have programming language, we have natural languages. They are similar. The only difference is that one is for human beings, the other one is for machines or computers. And if you are to write or speak in a language, in a human language, there are certain rules that you have to observe. We have the grammar rules, we have tenses, we have punctuations, we have capitalization, and the rest. The same thing is applicable when you are writing programs. You have to observe rules. There are certain rules that you have to observe, and these rules are called syntax. So by understanding the syntax, you can be able to write valid programs. And we're going to be looking at the comment, we'll look at indentation, we'll look at semicolons. So let's start with the comment. If you look at my text editor, you can see the word comment. So this is actually a comment. So what is a comment? What is the essence of having comments in our program? As a matter of fact, any line of code that is preceded by a pound symbol or hash symbol is considered to be a comment. In this case, you can see that the first character in this line is the hash or the pound symbol. So this makes this a comment. So if I go ahead and write another comment, maybe I can call this one, this is a comment. I started it with the hash symbol, and because of this entire line is a comment. Another way of writing comments is that you can literally put your text in the text editor and then convert it into a comment. For instance, this is a comment. You can see some underlines there, and this red highlighting. This is because I'm not following the Python syntax. There are errors in what I typed. But if I click anywhere in the line, hold my control key and the / it's going to convert it to a comment. And now you see that the error or the highlighting showing that I have error in the line has gone. And this brings us to the meaning of a comment. Comments are not executable. These are non-executable lines of code. When the Python interpreter sees a program or is interpreting a program and it comes across this comment, it is going to skip them because they are not executable. And the reason why we have comments in our program is that we want to help other people to understand our programs better. A lot of times you are going to be writing programs that other people can use or read. And in order for you to make it easier for other people to understand your program, you have to introduce comments. So that is essentially the essence of comments. And there are times when maybe you want to use comments to remind yourself of the very essence of certain lines of code or functionalities in your program. This is also where you can make use of comments. Or sometimes maybe you can have a valid statement, and for some reason maybe your program is not working very well and you want to find out which lines of codes are causing the problem. You can simply comment it out. I can have a print statement here, and for one reason or the other, maybe this particular line of code is causing problem in my program. I can simply comment it out and it becomes a comment. And one more thing, all these comments are considered to be single line comments. In Python, we have two major types of comments. We'll have the single line comment and we'll have the multi-line comment. So a single line comment is the comment that spans across one line of code. So you can see this one is in one line, this is in one line, this is in one line, and this one is in one line. So this is single line comment. Then we have the multi-line comments. Multi-line comments are those comments that span across multiple lines. And we do this using the triple quotes. So I can have 1, 2, 3. This becomes a multi-line comment. So now I can put my comment text inside of the quotes. This is a comment on line 1. I can write, I'm writing this program to, I can continue from the next line to show that this is a multi-line comment. So this is considered a multi-line comment. So any piece of text that is enclosed inside of triple quotes is considered a multi-line comment. And if you can observe, we have triple single quotes here at the beginning and also at the end. So if you are using single quotes, you have to use it at the beginning and also use it at the end. You can also achieve the same thing using double quotes. So here I have 1, 2, 3. So this is my multi-line comments. So you can see that this spanned across 2 lines. So this is considered to be a multi-line comment. And just like our consistency key, if you have double quote at the beginning, you should also have it at the end. If you are using single quote at the beginning, you should use it at the end. If you use single quote here and put double quote at the end, you are going to get a syntax error, which means you are not following the rules of writing valid Python statements or expressions. And one thing again is that multi-line comments are considered to be doc strings, which is a special type of string in Python, but is mainly used for documentation purposes. So we'll learn about strings later when we get to data types and data structures. Then finally, we have another type of comment, which is called an inline comment. For instance, I can have print hello, and I want to put a comment along or within the same line of code. I can simply put my pound symbol here and put this statement is for printing, or any other type of description to highlight what this statement does. So this one is called an inline comment. But basically, if we want to categorize commenting in Python, we normally have single line comment and multi-line comment. Still on the syntax, let's talk about spaces. If you look at this program, you can see spaces scattered here and there. Spaces essentially does nothing. It's just for aesthetic purposes. So I can decide to have as many space within my program. Now, the essence of space is just to make your program a bit more fanciful or readable. Because if I remove these spaces, it becomes difficult for somebody to read the code. So we use spaces for aesthetic purposes. Spaces are not executable. Then another type of space is what we call indentation. And just like here, I can just hit the tab button and it's going to create a space for me. So I just created a tab. In Python, we use tab for indicating a code block, mainly in control structures. For instance, let me show you a for loop, but we're going to discuss this when we get to control structures. I'm only trying to show you how we use indentation in Python. So I can have something like for num in range 5. Then I'll put a colon, and you can see that by default Visual Studio Code has already introduced a tab for me. So any other statement or lines of code I put inside of the for statement becomes the body, and all those lines of code below the for loop is called a code block. I can have print. I can also have another print. So the two prints are called the code block. In some other programming languages, they make use of curly braces, but in Python, you just use indentation, and you use colon to indicate the end of a control structure.